Would you like some easy to use tools to manifest your dream life? Welcome to Tools to Manifest Your Dream Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. And yes, you heard that correctly. The name of this podcast is Tools to Manifest Your Dream Life. If you've been in my world for a while, you'll know that I have had for 11 years a different podcast called Tools to Create a Better Life. This is just the upgrade, the up-leveling that is required at this point. So thank you for joining me. Okay, I want to talk about manifesting for a moment before I get to the tools so that I can really acknowledge what I mean when I talk about manifesting. A lot of times when you hear the word manifesting, or you maybe read on social media about people manifesting, a lot of times, and myself included, I'm just becoming aware of this now so much more, it's actually privilege. It's not actually manifestation. And so what I would really love to do with this podcast is to really invite you to look at what manifesting is for you, and also acknowledge where there's privilege, if there is privilege, what is actually going on in those situations. To me, it is so important to acknowledge privilege and systems of oppression when it comes to manifesting. So we really want to make sure when we're calling it manifesting that it actually is. And I'm not saying that so that you have to go into judgment of yourself or mind fucking what was or anything like that. It's just, I wonder how much more we can create on the planet with everything and everyone when we acknowledge what is, rather than putting one big word on potentially many different things. With that, let's start talking about 3 of my top tools that I use to manifest my dream life. Yes, so number 1 is to really get the energy of what we would like. And a lot of times you might hear that it needs to be very specific. So if you'd like a certain car, you need to be very specific on the type of car and what sort of, sound system it has and what color it is and all of those things. And I actually disagree. I totally disagree. I actually get, for me anyway, the energy of that car, the energy of driving that car for me, having that car for me is way more important to manifest than actually the specifics of the car. Because often what we're doing with that, when we decide that we want the red sports car and it's got a certain type of sound system with certain type of rims, we're often doing that from judgment. We're often, maybe we've looked at somebody else and what they have and the energy that they be with that, and we've decided it's that car that's why they be that way, rather than acknowledging that car has just contributed and everybody's car is going to be different. Hopefully you're following along with the analogy, so that we can get to the energy of what we would like instead. So how do you get in the energy? Well, what you want to look at is imagining or daydreaming or thinking, it doesn't really matter what word you use, about what would your life be like if you had that thing, if you were experiencing that. If you had the car of your dreams, whatever that may be, without having to figure out what that is, what would that feel like? Yes, it's very windy. If you're watching the video, I might have wanted to choose inside for this. But anyway, here we are. So what does that feel like when you're driving that car? If you're imagining or daydreaming about driving that car, what does it feel like? Maybe it feels really fast and really fun. Maybe it feels really safe and nurturing. Maybe it feels really practical. Maybe you've got a lot of kids that you transfer around or stuff like that. I mean, you just want to get the energies. And I was probably saying the word energy, but it's plural. There's not going to be just one energy. There's multiple energies when we're looking at the thing that we would like. And whether it's what we would define as big or small or something in between, it doesn't matter. There's going to be multiple energies, and you want to get into that. One of the ways that I do that is through an energetic exercise, which is kind of like a meditation, but not quite like a meditation, so I call them energetic exercises because I'm not really sure what else to call them. And so if you haven't already downloaded my free gift, it's a morning routine. It's a checklist for morning routine to manifest your dream life. And I've got it on a checklist, like a PDF, but I've also recorded it as an energetic exercise. So you could go and grab that. We'll have the link above or below. If you can't find the link, reach out, I'll get it for you. And you can listen to that every day. And what it does is it invites you to get into the energy of whatever it might be. Now, this might be a general dream life thing, and it might be a specific thing like, a mode of transport, like a car or something. It doesn't matter what it is. You can choose. Every time you listen to it, you could choose something different just to get you into that energy. The second tool that I have been talking about a lot and I love, and I actually started using back in, I think, 2010, 2011, is something called afformations. And it's different from an affirmation. An afformation is where you actually ask it as a question. You're asking that affirmation as a question. Now, why would you do that? Because our brains are brilliant, and our brains will always prove us right. They'll always go searching for the information to prove us right. It's just that usually we are asking the questions that we don't necessarily want to be proved right about. We're kind of crazy that way. So what we want to look at is start asking what we would like. Like, why is it so easy for me to manifest my dream life? And not just ask it like a bunch of words, like, why is it so, not that. Like, truly get curious, like, why is it so easy for me to manifest my dream life? Why is it so easy for me to manifest my dream life? Why do my manifestations show up as if by magic? Why is it so easy for me to manifest my dream life? Why is it so fun for me to manifest everything I'm asking for? Right? Now, if you notice, at least for me, there's just this beautiful expansiveness with this. When I ask a question, it's like, yes. And that's what we're looking for. You may have the same result when you ask it as an affirmation. That's totally cool. Go ahead and do what works for you. I just find that affirmations for me, they just fall a little they're just not as expansive for me as that yummy energy of asking the question. So again, do what works for you, please. With anything that I ever talk about, if it doesn't work for you, or if you see it as a different way, or if you tried it and it didn't work, then get curious. Because this isn't about this is the only way. This is just, I'm sharing the tools that I utilize to create this magical life that I am so incredibly grateful for. We are in Texas right now. My husband and I call him hubby. His name is actually Rodney. And he and we travel the world full time, pet and house sitting. So we are at a beautiful house for 7 weeks here in Texas. And it is for us a dream come true. I know that for many people, it's like, what are you doing? That's insane. I get that. For us, we love it. It has been almost a year. In July of 2024, it will be a year that we've been doing this full time, and we have no plans of changing it anytime soon. We always said we'd give it a year just to really get the experiences of it. And since we've already booked until November, I guess we're doing over a year. I guess we're happy with it, and we truly are. Now, the tool number 3 that I use is this energy of this knowing that the universe always has my back. When I speak about the universe, I'm not speaking about a big energy external to me. And if I do the right things, say the right things, act the right way, that the universe will take care of me. It's not that ickiness, at least that's icky for me. The universe, for me, includes everything, including me. So when I talk about the universe having my back, I have my back too. This beautiful earth has my back. All the energies have my back. Like, there's so much more to it. So when I talk about the universe having my back, it allows me to not go into the heaviness of things at times. And I will give you an example. hubby and I had applied for a 6-week sit in Edmonton, which is where we'd like to be. It would start at the beginning of July and end the middle of August, which is exact dates we want to be there, the exact location we would like to be in, and it was one cat. And so if you aren't familiar with animals, sometimes dogs can be more work in terms of taking them out to walk and bathroom stuff and that sort of thing. So to me, everything about this sit, reading it, was perfect. It was meant for us. Exactly what we were asking for. And then we applied, of course, and I knew we had to apply quick because I knew it would go quickly. So we heard back from the person that we applied, and she said, okay, we'll chat this weekend. And I sent her a message saying, what our availability was this weekend. And she never got back to me, which I thought was a little bit strange. And then a day later, she messaged and just said, hey, just so you know, I had so many people apply, and I've already found the perfect sitter for us. Thank you for applying. So the first thing I did was I allowed myself to feel the feelings. Because to me, this is important. We will often bypass or ignore or go straight to, well, the universe has my back, so this is working out. No, I used to do that. I used to do that a lot. In fact, I used to use tools to do that. Now, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm really disappointed. I'm really, really disappointed. I really wanted that sit. I was so excited about it being pretty much everything we were asking for and even more. And I gave myself a couple hours with that. And I don't mean I sat in that for hours. It's just that I didn't look at doing anything else with it except be with it and acknowledge that I was disappointed. And now, once I allowed myself to feel the feels and just be with it and not pretend and not bypass and none of that, then it was like released. It was like that disappointment wasn't the intensity anymore. And then I could really, and this was the tool, once I felt the feels, was to go to, okay, you know what? The universe has our backs. I know in almost a year of doing this, and of course other areas of my life also, but in this example, there's always been something better. Even when I felt like that was the one, there has always been something better if we didn't get it. So, okay, I can just step back. I can get into that space of like, okay, universe, show me. Like, show me what else is possible. Show me where else we might be required. Because this is the thing, is that, I mean, this might kind of sound a little bit corny, but I know that we are doing these sits for the pets who we can contribute to the most. So they're the ones that are pulling us to certain places. And I just know that. So it's like, okay, so that pet wasn't the one. Who then? What pets and pull us? And I have to also let go, and this is a big one for me, of the control. I loved the idea, because we're pretty much booked up until the end of June. I loved the idea of having 6 weeks in the summer booked up. And then there was basically kind of 3 weeks before we started another 6-week sit. So it's like, wow, I loved having it almost like finalized, and it's okay. I know the universe, which includes me, has my back. And I know that we will create beyond what we never imagined possible. Yeah. So these are my top 3 tools to manifest my dream life that I'm using right now. And as they change, I will let you know. I am often trying different things and checking out other possibilities and other ways, because I'm all about quick and easy with creating and manifesting our dream lives. If you haven't already, make sure to go and follow this on your favorite podcast app. If that's how you listen to content, make sure, because this is a brand new podcast, so you don't have access to it unless you've done that already. So it is Tools to Manifest Your Dream Life, and I look forward to chatting again soon.